how friendship relates to business. And I showed two big companies, two big buildings that say, wow, this is a big company and that's a big company. And I ask people a question. I say, does this company do business with that company? Well, you could say yes, but when you boil it down, what's really happening there is that a person over here is doing business with a person over here. And it's all about people doing business with people. And we do business with people we like. And we like people who exemplify certain characteristics and certain traits. And that's what the book is about. So, for example, one of the things I talk about in the book is that everyone has a story. Everyone is an individual. That person you see at the grocery store, the cashier, she's much more than just the cashier. She has a life, she has a story. Now, you're not going to be able to get into a detailed conversation, perhaps, over while you're checking out your groceries, but you can ask, how are you today? And people are shocked, like, wow, thanks for asking. And sometimes they will tell you. But in business, even more so, it's important to build relationships, to get to know your customers and your clients. Now, you can't be phony about it because people see that miles away. But it's so simple not to be phony about it because people are fascinating. It's fun to get to hear people's stories. It's interesting. So I give techniques for this in the book. One thing that people always seem to enjoy hearing about is something I call conversation poker, where people try to upstage each other, so one business guy says to the other business guy, well, man, I was stuck on the tarmac for an hour and a half last week when I was flying out to Denver. And the other business guy says, well, I'll see you your hour and a half and I'll raise you my 3 hours stuck at LaGuardia. Or somebody talks about their grandkid, my grandson just got straight A's. Well, I'll see you your grandson and I'll raise you my granddaughter who just graduated from Stanford. So conversation poker, always trying to upstage. Instead of that, what's better is to ask questions of people. Someone says, I was stuck on the tarmac for an hour and a half. You say, really? Wow, did you miss your meeting? Were you able to make your connecting flight? Just asking a couple questions before you turn the conversation around just does a world of good for people. People love to talk about themselves and love to tell you their stories. So that's just one technique I talk about in the book. I take the
Totally.
position in the go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I totally agree with that. I work with a lot of people who goes, but I'm shy. I don't like networking. I don't like going out and meeting people. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, well, what
Right.
do you want more? Do you want opportunities and potentials to get somewhere and whatnot? Because you can stay at home and do what you're doing right now, and nothing will change. In fact,
Hmm.
you might go backwards because everybody else is going forward. It's the moment
Yeah.
where you go outside and start networking with people that doors start opening. So they're like, okay, we want to do that, but I don't want to talk to people. I'm like, it's not that hard. You ask questions and
Right.
you go, uh-huh,
Exactly.
hmm, uh-huh,
Exactly.
hmm.
Exactly.
And then they'll go to
Exactly.
you, wow, what a
Yeah.
great conversation.
Exactly. And in fact, this concept, this understanding makes it easier for people who are shy. Because as you said, ask someone a question and well, it's famously said, talk to a man or woman about themselves and they'll listen for hours. So people love to talk. So yeah, it's easy if you're shy, ask questions and the conversation will carry itself.